Hi, everybody. It's Linda G. It's Monday morning. What's the weather like, Mel? And by the way, Mel's here.
Hi, I'm at my office today. You see my grandmother moon picture behind me. Yesterday here, it was really nice. It was almost 70. Today it's like 55, but I still wore my Aloha shirt because Aloha shirts like it.
Because we wouldn't know you if you didn't have your Aloha shirt on.
You know, it's funny when I do virtual readings with people that hear about me through you. Thank you, Linda. And I don't have my Aloha shirt. They goes, "Where's your Aloha shirt?" I said, "Well, in the summertime I wear them, but in the wintertime, too cold."
Yeah, you got to have something a little warmer. I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing you too pretty soon.
Same here. Yeah.
In a couple of weeks.
I mean, I'll be next week and ending up in Arizona, coming back to Chicago, and then flying back out to Arizona. So I'm really excited.
Everybody wants to know when the hell we're going to do our thing in Chicago.
Well, I've got 2 venues I'm searching out, so it'll be next year at some point.
Okay.
But, you know, we just have to figure out, do we want to do it in the winter because it's cold? But we don't want to do it too close to Sedona, but we could do it next summer. So
yeah, and we're doing New York in September. So
we're doing New York in September.
But the Chicago one will be a little less like those places. It's like a meet and greet. We can do some teachings and some readings, but people don't have to pay a lot.
Well, right. I mean, I have to figure out is the whole, you know, they can pay their own hotel and then I think food involved, you know, or just come to the seminars.
Right. Okay.
I think it'd be easier just for them to come to the seminars.
That's what I think too. We just charge them for the seminars.
We'll call it.
And of course, to shake my hand, that's at least $2.50. Excuse me, I didn't see you $2.50.
Plus 1,000.
I'm just kidding. So listen,
I'll put a booth up. I'll put a booth up. Tickets to shake Linda's hand. Take it.
Let me ask you something. Yes, what do you think about Marjorie Taylor Greene? Is she going to be stopped from being on the ticket?
Yes.
She is.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, my guide had told me a long time ago that she would be under investigation, and here
she will be. Yeah.
She is. I mean, with this court thing, I watched part of the trial on YouTube, and she said, I don't recall. I know.
Well, the judge acknowledged she's a hostile witness.
She is. And then
but I get a bad feeling that my sense is that she might not be told she can't run, but because I don't think that Camp in Georgia will do, or whoever is it, Camp, who's the AG in Georgia?
Oh, I don't know who it is.
He's the one the Republicans hate.
Right.
But he's Republican.
But I don't know if he'll certify her to run or not, because here's the deal. Even if she runs, she won't win. That's
what I was going to say.
But
I'm feeling like he'll say, we'll let the people decide.
Well, here's what I think they're doing. It's setting a legal precedent, because if they can show that she actively engaged in that insurrection, which she did.
She did.
And I saw the evidence they put there against her. And she lied a couple times, which is illegal. My point is that then they can say to Trump, okay, you can't run either because you actively participated in putting this insurrection against the United States. And I thought about you with that whole thing, because you had said almost 1.5 years ago that you had a flash that Trump would be investigated for treason.
Yes.
And you were right.
And then right after I said that, President Jimmy Carter said, mark my words, he was in Russia's hands.
Correct. But I think part of the treasonous stuff is about this January 6th thing.
I think, I'm hoping you're right, but I think it's really unfair, and I see people furious, but I'm almost feeling like she slides in. She wrote a thing today on Twitter. Oh, I can't wait till Elon Musk comes and I can get my old account back. People are mistaking Elon Musk for doing, I'm not necessarily a fan of his, but I'm not feeling he'll say to everybody, oh, all the far right can come on board. He'll still stick with it. If you're going to lie about things, you're gone.
Well, see, for Marjorie Taylor Greene, I do cards when I'm with you. But I pulled the 6 of diamonds, which means a sudden shock from bad news.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'll tell you, her energy right now thinks she's going to win.
That's the whole point. But, I watched her, I can't recall. And he asked her a question about, did you ever say this? And then she goes, no, I don't recall. And then when he hit her with the evidence, about Nancy Pelosi, she was like, oh, well, yeah, but I meant this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I mean, it just showed what a liar she is. And she walked out of there grinning like a, eating dog.
Yeah, she thinks she's in like Flynn.
But she's got I see, I don't know. I'm sure that they'll appeal it if they say she can't run.
Yeah.
I don't see things coming out in her favor at all.
Yeah, her and Bobart too. I see Bobart not winning.
And then I just pulled another card. I pulled, this is a good one. I pulled the 5 of spades, which would mean loss. It means death, but not like a physical death, but like a death of her career.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, she puts racist signs in the Capitol. Give me a break.
I know, she's just such a irritating. And now, did you hear Trump? The judge said Trump has to pay $10,000 a day for the information he's not giving to Letitia James.
Oh, good.
But, in a way, I almost feel like that attitude he has. So whatever, bill me,
Well, he'll probably use the money that people gave him for his failed network that didn't work out.
Well, he'll try to fight it as much as he can. And what's going to happen is they'll put a lien on his house and stuff.
They will, absolutely. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's living proof that human beings really did copulate with mountain goats.
That's terrible. Now, we must be Christian and kind.
Who do you think told me? I'm teasing.
No, I don't like her. Her energy is very, very, and she really thinks she's better than others.
There's no room in my world for fascism, racism, or intolerance. And by me saying that, that means I'm intolerant of her. I am intolerant of racism and fascism. It shouldn't happen.
Well, listen, the thing is that this whole Elon Musk deal, I've seen him on a couple of interviews on TED. My son watches TED, and I'm not picking up the vibe that he'll turn into I'm almost seeing that if he does buy Twitter, Twitter is like, okay, we'll do it under these circumstances. You got to promise you don't let people stay on that are claiming that it was a fraud election, because it wasn't.
I don't see Trump back on Twitter.
I don't see it at all.
It is some.
And I see the right that are all acting like, oh, Elon Musk is going to free us. I see them being mad at him too.
Exactly.
Because you know how they are. If you don't agree, then you must be
you're their enemy.
The enemy.
And at some point, I see Marjorie Taylor Greene off Twitter.
Yeah, well, one of her accounts. She still has her political account.
I got a funny feeling if she continues with the big lie stuff, that one's going to go by the wayside.
I mean, it's just been unproven and unproven. While she was talking about, I really feel that the election was stolen, up on the stand, telling the attorney, oh yeah, we had all kinds of proof. And she needed to bring up, are you aware that 65 cases by judges in the United States, even conservative judges, was thrown out because there was no proof?
What they would have said, if you have the proof, where is it? And she
said her husband went down to vote and they said he had already voted.
Oh, bullshit. That's BS.
So
I can't go to YouTube jail. I said the S word under my breath. I didn't want to say.
But tell me what you think about this war now. It's just breaking my heart. They found another grave, 9,000 bodies. 9,000 bodies.
Well, the Ukrainians will not give up.
They won't give up.
And you know, when Putin said he had taken Mariupol, that wasn't necessarily the truth, because
Right.
there's still resistance, and I feel the Ukrainians will get it back. Uh, you know, this whole, you know, Putin is using that general, and he's doing in Ukraine what he tried in Syria, and that is just to annihilate the whole country and then put one of his puppets in place. It's going to backfire. And then Putin's
Okay.
saying that the restrictions we put on him aren't that bad. Oh, really? He is hurting.
Oh, thank you.
He
Thank you.
is hurting.
Well,
Otherwise,
he just told he had a letter sent to President Biden, you know, stop with giving them military weapons. You need to stop right now. And it's like, okay, why don't you stop killing children and women? And why do you stop digging graves and burying 9,000 people? Stop with your hate, and we'll stop with the military.
excuse me, stop with your invasion of Ukraine.
Yeah.
It was not preemptive. They had no reason to do it. And you know, it's funny, a lot of people have asked about Sweden and Finland joining NATO because Putin threatened to nuke them. He said he didn't want NATO in Ukraine, and they said they wouldn't do it. He invaded anyway. Let me tell you something. My guides show me that Finland and Sweden will be in NATO.
Yeah, they will be in NATO. I saw that too.
And they're going to be like.
And he cut his nose to spite his face.
Correct. And he wants those countries in the old Soviet Union back. When he said any country that joined NATO after 1991, he is not going to honor. Okay, don't honor them. But guess what? These countries will fight back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Ukrainians are not going to give up. I mean, people in Europe are just really banding together because they don't want Putin in their country. And you know, it's almost an exact replay of what Hitler did
Right.
before World War II. He invaded.
Well, the one saving grace I get is my guide said, don't worry, this is the beginning of the end of Putin.
It is.
And what do you think about all those oligarchs? That was no suicide with his family chopped up with an axe and then he's hanging. No, that was murder.
Suicide. Yeah, that was not suicide. He was taken out.
Right.
And that's what happened to a lot of the generals that disagreed with Putin. They were taken out.
Oh, I thought they got killed in the front.
Oh, yeah, right.
He's just killing people and just.
Yes, but excuse me one second. But I got to get a Kleenex. I spilled ink. But Putin's, I keep thinking his own people are going to take him out.
That's what my guide said. They said he will be removed by his own people.
Let's see, what'll happen to.
That's the outcome of Putin.
Oh, I pulled a card. What'll happen to Putin? I got the 8 of diamonds, and that means disappointment, death. So he's going to be gone.
Yeah.
And I see the number 10. So, you know, timing is hard for us, but it could be.
Satan. He's evil.
There you go. It could be 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, but he'll be gone. And the Ukrainians.
Justice will prevail.
And, you know, I see some NATO countries going into Ukraine. I still see that.
But I never really saw nukes. Or maybe he
I don't see
starts with a
nukes.
nuke.
I don't see nukes, but if he tries something like chemical or.
He's already doing crimes against humanity. It's never been more clear.
But I think in some of those missiles, they just might put radioactive material so that it spreads and they're going to have proof of that.
Okay.
And so that might bring some NATO people in.
Well, the Russia's getting hit too, by the way. I don't know. It must be Ukraine who's hitting them, getting their oil plants where they're building rockets and stuff.
That's correct. And, you know, I see another one of their ships being sunk too, a couple more of them. So,
Mel, your guides, when will this madness finally let up? Now, I know I can't quite get it. I'm not feeling this is forever, this war. Nothing like Afghanistan.
I see the number 10.
Okay.
So it could be 10 days, 10 weeks,
the
10
month of
months,
October.
10 years, I don't think. No, I don't say
No.
that.
And the other thing is, you know, they start really letting him have money. He can't pay for this anymore. I don't know why he's hurting those oligarchs unless he's just taking their money. It might be what's going on.
That's exactly what it is. And, you know, you're right. He's not going to be able to pay for it. So when Putin said, as I said earlier, that when Putin said, oh, you know, it's so nonchalant, like, you know, the sanctions from, you know, the other countries hurting Russia, please.
Well, the military that he has, he's not paying them very well. They're stripping the Ukraine of everything. Doorknobs. Anything they can pack, they're taking it with them.
Right, because they know they can resell it. That tells me right there how bad things are.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's going to come out too that kind of behind the scenes, like, you know, India's been helping out. I don't know, sending money or whatever, but with
To Russia?
you got it.
That's a shame.
There's a lot that's going to be coming out about that. So
Okay, so we got a question from Bluebird.
and hold on, that's going to damage the relations between the United States and India as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's because somebody that's in charge. They get rid of that person, they'll get a little better.
Exactly.
When will the car manufacturers outside Tesla have a wide variety of electric vehicles available? In addition, when will the power companies abandon coal?
They're already starting with the whole line of electric power cars. I think Ford came out with electric powered trucks.
Yeah, my girlfriend had a Tesla and it got crashed. And now she just bought a electric BMW.
Right. Yeah, all of them. And I think the prices will come down.
They
And
will
also,
finally.
I see, because of this, I see huge changes coming in battery technology. And it's starting already. So you get a smaller battery that can run longer and produce more energy with less of a charge. And
Right,
so,
right. And those batteries are expensive. The Tesla ones, oh my God.
they're like $10,000.
Yeah, forget about it.
Um,
Elaine said, there's been a lot of smaller countries that have been absorbed by Russia over time. And there has been, and currently is, a lot of unrest in these areas, Western Russia and in Eastern areas. Do you see Russia ever splitting up into smaller regions and groups or countries? When Putin's gone, a lot's going to happen.
well, I think when Putin's gone, there will still be Russia, but all those like Azerbaijan and all of those countries that where Putin put in his puppets, they'll be democratic. I think there's a lot of them. There's all the stands, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, a lot of the stand, Kyrgyzstan, a lot of those. Belarus, you know, I see a democratic president there, and I see the people they're standing up at revolt.
So there was two votes yesterday. One was Macron won. Who was the other one? Everybody was excited about that too.
I don't know.
There was another vote, and apparently they could have gone the other way, but they didn't.
Yeah, because they see what's going on with Putin.
I'll tell you, the Putin is it's just like that the virus was on the Trump campaign. That really, we might have not. Hold on one second, my friend. 1 second.
We had a commercial break. We're back.
We had a little commercial break, you guys. My doctor called. I had to reschedule something. So, okay. So, yeah, the Putin thing is going to slowly but surely. I think he's going. I've been feeling that for a while.
What I see. And right before the elections, I've got a funny feeling that they'll come out with another stimulus package. So.
Oh, you know Biden's going to do that. That's how he got in the last time. God love him. I got a nice fat check here for y'all. So if you want it, vote for me.
Correct.
So, and I'll tell you, Putin is looking really bad physically.
I keep saying ill health all around Trump.
Yeah. We're not wishing for anything bad.
No.
So Judith wrote and said, Katie Porter has been redistricted in the purple district in California. She's brilliant. What's going to happen to her? I love Katie Porter. She's the one that has the board and writes on the board.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She says, define dummy, you're a dummy. No, I'm sorry.
I love that.
Let's look at Katie. Is she going to be okay?
Let's take a look at Miss Katie, darling.
I like her. Reminds me, I got to give money to her campaign too. Tell me about Katie.
The only thing is, when you give money online, then you got everybody like sending you.
Oh,
emails.
you can't do it online. I've discovered that. I have a friend who gives me the addresses.
I refuse doing it.
Send a
online.
check to the because I get. Do you get those? Oh, this is the only chance. They almost all have the same thing, and they're people
Oh,
I like, and I get tired of it.
It's like, how many last chances could there be? I'm like, oh, please.
And then, I was getting a lot of stuff from Gavin Newsom. Then I find out he's got such a pot and filled with money. It's like, wait a second, you keep hitting me up like this is desperate, but you got more money than anybody else.
Exactly.
Oh, she's going to be fine. She's got the star. She's got Biden in her house.
I pulled the king of clubs, which would mean successful speculation, which would mean winning, and it would be success.
Hello, Ace of Pentacles, winning,
Ooh, yay.
winning.
Um,
So that's good news.
I
Now,
mean,
did you have a question you wanted to?
she's worried about it, but I see her winning.
I
Okay.
see her worried about it too.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah, no,
okay,
she's going to
so
be.
Petra Truppi wants to know, she goes, she's curious about the bird illness going around the United States.
Oh, like they had before where they had to kill all those birds.
Yeah, sad. I feel sorry for the birds.
Even my little Western farm place where I get the dogs, their little squeaky balls, they got a lot of chickens and stuff, and they said, we're worried about this virus coming around.
Well, they're gonna have to kill a lot of chickens, and I understand now there's a shortage of chickens, but I probably think by midsummer it'll be gone.
Okay.
So, okay, here's a good one by Julie McNeely. Yay, Mel and Linda, she says. I understand Steve Bannon's daughter, Maureen Bannon, is an Army vet. She has 3 daughters. Do your spirit guides have anything to share regarding her father, and if she is involved in any way to Cult 45 of Trump or January 6th?
I don't think he really has much to do with his daughters. I feel like they're disgusted with him.
I think they probably know what he's all about. So I don't think she had anything to do
I don't
with it.
feel it at all.
I don't see that at all. It was a good question though. Okay. Oh, here's a good one.
What?
C.L. Brown. Some colleagues are commenting on Senator Feinstein's memory.
Oh, yeah, poor Senator Feinstein.
I know. Is she going to resign soon? And will there be a special election, or will Governor Nelson select a new senator?
Newsom.
I'm sorry, Governor Newsom, I'm sorry. If so, both senators will be elected. So she wants
See her
to,
being very stubborn and sort of still hanging in there right now.
I know,
You know, they don't talk about Grassley.
I know.
And I see her staff holding her up.
Yep, you're right, they are.
You know, like that Bernie movie where they had the dead body. I see them holding her up. Poor thing, she just lost her husband too.
She's very, I mean, she doesn't want to resign, but you know what? I see her having to resign.
Okay, let me look. I wouldn't doubt that. And you know, she was always for gay rights.
I know.
But God love her, she always had the same hairstyle.
Yep.
I used to work, I've met her several times, and she's lovely and very beautiful in person. And there was a Charlotte that worked in San Francisco who was like the maitre d' of San Francisco that would hold events. And she was very close to her. She died too. But yeah, I see that maybe the doctor tells her she needs to go.
But I think, you know, the replacement for her, the Democratic replacement, will be somebody that's equally as passionate about LGBTQ rights.
That's what I'm feeling too.
Rights. I mean,
Might even be a gay person.
I'm sorry.
It might even be a gay person.
That's what I was thinking, but it'll be somebody who is not afraid to speak up and
Right.
a really good leader. So,
Right. She has so much knowledge, and she really worked hard. If I ever wrote her, she would write me right back.
Oh, yeah.
So I adore her, but when she decides, okay, when is her reelection? Is it 22 or 24? I think it's 24.
I don't know, but I
But
don't,
she's talking about running again, and I don't think she'll make it to 24.
she's not going to be able to run again.
No, and I see Gavin Newsom still being in office, being able to put somebody in there that's decent.
So do I. I like him. I really like him. Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. How involved was the Secret Service in January 6th?
Oh,
Remember
that-
that they tried to get, if you think about it, Pence, who will never be president, but God love him, he refused to get in the car.
oh yeah, I know. I think there was some people in Secret Service who were pro-Trump that didn't do anything. But the flip side of that is the Secret Service, I think the January 6th commission is going to be talking to some of them. I know they will.
Well, remember Biden didn't want anybody that worked for Trump to work for him.
Correct. I don't blame
He
him.
knew. And listen, Pence got the heads up on that, by the way.
Right.
They want to put you in a car. Whatever you do, don't get in the car.
Well, the Secret Service is not supposed to be political,
No.
but it's going to come out that there was some of them that knew about it, but there was a lot of other ones that were standing ready in case they tried to do something with the election.
Okay. And I feel that's one of Merrick Garland's problems. He had to filter out who he could trust, even with the FBI.
And I think people are really kind of had it with Merrick Garland because he's not moving quick enough. But as we speak, I'm telling you, he is silently investigating all of this.
Good.
And I like the fact that he's keeping it silent, because if there's any leaks, then what could happen is the ones that are going to be indicted could say, well, it was based on news leaks and this and that and not reality. So Garland is being very smart and very methodical.
There
He
you go,
knows,
my
what,
friend.
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm
Beautiful.
sure I'm sure he's briefed the president on it, but Biden's like, okay, but you guys have handled that.
Somebody on Twitter said, apparently that Macron isn't a positive yet until Mike Pence makes a decision or something like that. It was funny though.
That's funny.
Now, listen, they're talking about Harris seeming low energy. I'm getting a lot of hits, but someone wrote me and said, that's sort of an inside thing. Like they try to talk about Biden being out of his mind.
I think
That there's ugly people putting in fake news.
I think that's just misinformation.
And you know what? The people that work for her, they said, why are all her people leaving? Well, when she went in, they didn't let her pick her own staff, by the way.
That's correct.
They put in their staff, and there's people that contracted for a year and 2 years. So they're filtering out while she gets adjusted. But I don't see that she's a horrible person.
Well, you know who's behind a lot of that misinformation? It's the Trump camp, but also it's coming from Pupkin and his people.
Yeah. Hey, can I ask you something real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
How mad is Pupkin that Macron won?
Oh my God. He is doo-dooing in his pants.
Thank you.
Because, Le Pen was, I think he was influencing.
Oh, he was helping pay for it.
Correct. He was influencing the people of France to try to get misinformation going to try to get Macron out, but it blew up in
If she had won, it would have been a big statement to Putin.
Well, Le Pen is going to try to move forward with stuff, but ultimately she's going to be dog meat.
Yeah. It's just too ugly with the killing of families and children. It's just really too ugly.
Horrible. And Judy Chandler asked a good one. She says, if Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't barred for running for Congress again, will the January 6th committee take her down? I see her not running, or she does, she won't win, but the January 6th committee will take her down.
They will take her. They've got some stuff to say about her. And Bobart too. The two of them standing there giggling and talking crap about our president. Oh my God, tables turns, and somebody did that to Trump.
Oh God, it would have been.
And can I ask you about that beautiful redhead that defended herself? She said, I'm a white Christian, but how dare you? Some Republican in the House from the state she's at, I can't remember, said because she was against something like don't say gay or whatever, the lady said, tried to make money off of her and said, oh, obviously she likes to prime children, or she's, they always go to that.
Of course.
She's a mother of a 1-year-old. She went up there and ripped her up in fact, the lady wouldn't look at her. She had her back turned. Then I saw she put something on Twitter. Yeah, she made money off her little speech. They are so ugly. It's not even funny. And everybody is.
Well, the good thing is the independents and the Democrats are now getting very vocal and speaking up against that BS. So thank God.
She really laid it out. So she's kind of a hero now.
Exactly. And they're putting Marjorie Taylor Greene in her place. And, and here's what bothers me. And I've said it numerous times and I'm going to keep saying it. The conspiracy theory and that the Democrats and this and that are pedophiles and blah, 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 blah. But yet they don't do a thing about Matt Gaetz, who is being investigated for having sex with a minor. So it's like.
No, we don't look at that.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's a Republican.
Somebody did the list of charges from Republican and Democrats in the House. Charges, and especially with child stuff. Republicans had so many, it's not even funny.
They're going to implode on themselves. And I see some of the old order Republicans like like Liz Cheney and some of those, I don't know if they'll be independents or if they'll just get a lot of people that are anti-Trump in the party, okay, to kind of band together, almost like the Lincoln Project.
Well, what's going to help is in midterms when the Republicans lose bigly with everybody he recommended, like Dr. Oz, no, not going to happen.
He's done.
Herschel Walker, no, not going to happen. And all these people and other people are writing on things I'm reading, and they're saying, I hate to tell you guys, but I do not see the Republicans taking over.
Oh, I don't either. But the Democrats still have to get
stronger. Well, the January 6th commission is going to help a lot.
Yes.
And then I see people calling out. They're talking amongst themselves now.
Oh yeah, they're strategizing. So thank goodness.
And don't forget, Biden will talk about more money, more money, more money. And poor, what's his name? Mathorn.
Yeah.
With the women's lingerie. It's that poor guy. He's just going to be taken out. It's, in a way, I hate to say it, because he had that mouth that talked trash, but it's kind of sad what's going to happen to him.
Well, and I also think that metaphysically, what's going on is living proof, and it'll show people that karma really does exist.
Yes.
I mean, and I'm like, what's that about?
Yes.
The thing is, before all this started happening, voters were very apathetic. They didn't go to the polls. Well, we'll see an end of the voter apathy, but I see Democrats coming out in those states that try to suppress voter rights, coming out in droves.
There you go.
I mean, they're going to be waiting in lines. They're not going to, and you know what? And some of those states might try to close the polls with people waiting in line. It's like, you can't do that.
Right.
So
it's going to be wonderful.
That's right. I've got one from a canary. I like that.
I like that. Yeah.
I've seen reports that Tiffany Trump is planning her wedding to be held in the Greek islands. Of course, the entire motley crew would be there in attendance. Could this be caused by the criminal clan, including 45, as an escape route or route to non-extradition country? I don't believe that. I don't think it's an escape route. I just think she likes the Greek islands.
Yeah.
And the people in the Greek islands, they might not be too fond of the whole Trump crowd, but guess what?
Yeah.
As long as they're getting paid for
right. His wife, her mother, she could not say one thing about Trump. Because she signed a contract. Yeah.
Go
Not
figure.
One thing. But I'm sure she would like to say, oh God. But her daughter ended up being not a very nice person. I've read some people that know her.
It just goes to show you what people will do for money.
She's kind of ugly inside and out.
It just goes to show you what people will do for money.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, Linda Sanchez, this is a good one.
But
Um, looking forward to see Mel, you and Linda. Okay, well, Abbott, Governor Abbott in Texas, get any consequences for all he's done down there? She says, oh my God, everything he has done is so annoying. Every time he comes on the news, she says she has to change the channel.
oh yeah, he's a terrible man.
Well,
And by the way, Beto will win Texas.
oh, good, because I see Beto in a really holding a high government office. So good.
Yeah, Beto will take it, and Beto will, I don't know about going back on Abbott, but I do see consequences. I see him sitting before a judge. So there's some things he did that they're gonna find out. He might even been stealing money from the government.
Especially that whole trucking thing. That's a whole scandal that's really going to blow up even more in his face.
Yeah.
Because he was supposedly stopping all those trucks, but he did it just to create a supply chain shortage. It wasn't about immigration, like he said. And that's all going to come out too. Oh, this is a really good one by Rosemary Carlson. Ooh,
What?
Rosemary, this is really cool.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Yep. Well, Manchin run for president in 2024 as a Republican. I've seen chatter that McConnell is pushing for it.
He's so in the pockets of Cole.
Oh, he
He's
really
in
is.
the pockets of everybody.
Really
He
is.
will not be, we will not even worry about what he represents anymore. He'll be a nothing burger. Him and that other one. What's her name? The blonde.
I know who. Marjorie Taylor, not Marjorie Taylor.
No, it's not Gillihan. It's
I know who you're thinking of.
yeah. Anyway, you know how they held us over the coals, and then they weren't going to vote for voting rights, and
Oh, I know.
yeah, they're in the pockets.
And I have another one here. It says, will DeSatan run for president? I know he's setting himself up for a run for president.
Well,
But
let me tell you real quick too about who we were just talking about. I just got a hit.
Manchin?
Manchin. If he runs as a Republican, he will not win.
When?
Okay, so let's look at DeSatan. Now, my hit was DeSatan. Some stuff is coming out. Some scandal is coming out about him.
Ooh, when you said that, I pulled the Jack of Hearts. I've got my gypsy deck here, which
Yeah.
a discovery affecting the person for the negative.
Yes.
And you know what? He bit off a doo-doo sandwich when he took on Disney.
Oh, and you know, I'm not seeing Disney even dripping.
No. You know, Disney's not going to put their money toward him. They're going to throw all their money toward a candidate, even if DeSatan runs for president. Disney's going to sink a lot of money into somebody.
Roger Stone has already made it clear to DeSatan, yeah, fat boy, I got some stuff on you.
Right, exactly.
And there was a video of Roger Stone just recently in Mar-a-Lago coming up to Trump, and he said, what do you think about that asshole DeSatan?
Well, Trump can't stand DeSatan.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
Oh, I see it too, big time.
Something's going to happen. Now, there are a lot of people that love DeSatan in Florida, but it's not that big. You know how they try to act like, that's why you can't trust the polls. Oh, no, yeah. Well, Biden and Macron's polls were exactly the same. And look what he won by, almost 60%.
You know what? Go ahead.
So people were saying, oh, DeSatan's hand down. And I saw some other polling and stuff, and he's back behind by 13%, especially since he hit Disney.
Isn't it funny how DeSatan went against Disney because Disney stood up to the you can't say gay thing?
Yes.
But yet they don't do anything about Mar-a-Lago and the taxes and all of that stuff.
No.
But watch, you'll see.
Yeah.
And by the way, back to Beto, however you say his name, I think that you're right. He's gonna use Texas at some point for himself as a way to run for president. I get Beto.
Yeah, Beto had real good cards when I used to read on him when he was running for senator. I think he was running against Cruz. And I kept thinking he's going to win. He's going to win. And one day I was live and I was talking and I was throwing out the cards and I said, uh-oh. The guy said, sorry, Linda, he's not going to win. But don't worry. He has other big things to do.
He does.
So,
Absolutely. Well, here's a good one too. Mary Hohorst says, what's taking so long with the case involving Matt Gaetz? Will DeSatan get caught up in it as well? That's a good question.
something's coming up on the same.
There really is. Huge.
And Matt Gaetz, apparently there's something they're doing now. It's about ready to come to fruition. I'm really tired of waiting. You see how slow everything happens.
Well, when God was handing out patience, I stood in the attitude line. I'm an Aries, so I'm not patient. But
No,
with these, I see the number 2. So it could be 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, but within the next couple of months, there's going to be, you know what, hitting the fan, and it ain't going to be daisies.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what your guides show me. Okay. Okay. So we've already answered Gates, but in Marjorie Taylor Greene, but Cheryl McLemore asked, what's the outcome for Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz? We've answered that, but Jim Jordan and the other GOPers who assisted T. Rump with the insurrection, I see a lot of indictments coming down and jail
Oh,
time.
good, good.
That hasn't changed.
No, and I think, you know, it'll be on primetime television. Now, the people who love Trump aren't going to watch, and nor do they care. But there's going to be some information to come out. They haven't thrown all their ducks out. They haven't thrown all the information that they're getting ready. And you know, here's the other thing I get mad at. Zelensky and the United States need to stop announcing what they're doing.
I agree.
I don't like that he's saying we're getting this many tanks and this many. I don't talk about it because it just infuriates Putin.
Well, you know, but at some point, I think what Zelensky and they're going to do is also misinformation about, well, you know, we got this here and that, and but yet they'll be doing it over here.
Right.
So, I mean,
Right.
Zelensky's a really smart guy.
Right.
And I see him winning like a Nobel Prize or something huge. For
Oh, there's going to be statues of him.
Correct.
He is winning. He is winning something. Profiles in Courage or something.
But I see something even bigger.
Okay.
Okay, this is a good one. Baby Blue. Oh, I like that name. Cute dog on this too, picture. The January 6th Commission has moved the time when they will televise their findings. First April, then May, now June. Now I assume it's because more info has come in.
Yeah.
So is June it, or will it be later? I think into May, beginning of June.
Yeah. And you know, I'm going to tell you something. It's funny that they're changing it because astrologically, both Putin and Trump are going downhill. You know, Trump always had that magic, could do anything and never pay the consequence. It's reversing now. Now he's going to be paying consequences, and so is Putin.
Yay. Okay, Lindy. Hello to the lovely Linda, she says. Hi. She says marvelous Mel. I don't know about that, but thanks anyway. Okay. My question, she says, is what do you see for the future of U.S. women after the Scotus Roe v. Wade ruling? The readers appear to be avoiding talking about the future for women after the ruling, and that makes me afraid that we are heading for Handmaid's Tale with no hope for a reversal. Please, can you give us some hope? Thanks for all you do for us. Take care and be safe and enjoy your trips.
Well, the whole complexion and makeup of the Supreme Court will change more when after 24. Will they actually?
Well, what I see is once the court changes, then it will, then a lot of the states, women will be bringing those cases to court, and the Supreme Court will say, wait a minute, you know what? We're going to uphold Roe v. Wade, and that you can't make the pro-choice laws in those states so draconian. That
we're going to be riding on the horse at celebration and parades. There is some heartbreak though before we get there, a change of cycle. They may stick with the 15-week thing, but it's going to be okay, you guys. But the thing is, the fact that they say even if you're raped, you know.
That's terrible. But ultimately, you know, you're right. Remember, it's my favorite saying. For a while, it might look as if they're winning the battle, but they will not win the war.
Exactly.
And so, you know, with a different court, I see, you know, it's going to be some decisions that look like it's even more against abortion, but at some point that'll turn around.
Yeah. For entertainment purposes only, you guys.
And the same thing with gay rights, because now they're picking on that.
Yeah.
And at some point with a new court, this whole can't say gay thing in Florida will go to the Supreme Court. And they're going like, you cannot.
Oh yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh, this is a really good one. Lady Diana, I love this.
Okay.
Hi, Mel and Linda. Could you please tell me that we will be safe here in Belgium from the war from Poopkin? And how will we be doing with other countries? Thanks so much.
He's going, so you don't have to worry, Belgium.
Yeah, I see Belgium staying in democracy.
Yeah, and I see him going.
Hi, Belgium. You know, he might threaten, but I see Belgium being okay.
Yeah. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I know you got to get back to work, so I'm watching the time.
This was so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
It's always fun when I hang with you. So we don't know about next week.
Yeah, I don't know about next month.
You'll be out of town, so.
If we're on the road, then, but as long as I can get an internet connection, then we'll do it. But I'll let you know. I'll let everybody know, like during the weekend.
Okay,
right.
Sweetheart. You take care.
I love your picture of Jesus, by the way. That's really
Oh
cool.
yeah, this is from the Shroud. They
Which
took
one?
they took the 3D from the Shroud of Turin.
All the
They used all kinds of science on this, and they did a 3D of his face and then filled it in, and that's what that shroud looks like. Listen, the scientists are saying there is nothing like the shroud any place on Earth.
Except I
This
think
was a spontaneous exit of a man who was crucified. He was so plundered, you wouldn't believe it. And they were even able, he had coins on his eyes at the time in Jerusalem. And they were even able to prove that he rose the third day because rigor mortis had set in. All the signs for rigor mortis had set in. And he didn't have a crown. They put the whole bush on his head.
except I think that his skin would have been darker.
His skin, what?
I think his skin would have been darker.
Well, it could be.
Yep.
They didn't get skin type from them.
Exactly. Anyway, it's a great picture.
And you know, his blood stayed red on the shroud. And there's a scientific reason for that. When people go through horrible things like what he went through, it causes something in your blood so your blood won't go brown. You know how blood, after it's laying, it stays red, bright red.
Wow.
So, okay, my friend.
All right. I hear your dog barking.
Yeah, they want mama to get going.
Love you tons.
Love
Love
you
everything.
tons.
Namaste.
You take care. Bye, you
right.
guys.
Bye.